Hey guys, what's up? In today's video I want to talk a little bit, very briefly, about what happened in Florida. I don't want to make this a long video, because I'll just get agitated and get upset about it. And I also don't want to make another video about gun control, because I made one about 3 years ago when another school shooting happened. And I already said all the things I want to say. And all I got was bashing. People like, oh, you don't understand American culture and the Second Amendment. You don't understand. And look at these statistics. And look how it shows that guns are not the problem. It's like, shut the fuck up, you idiot. Right? If you live in a world that is as on edge as it currently is, where a lot of people are under enormous pressure, financial pressure, social pressure, there are so many things that are pressurizing people in our current society. Do you think it's a good idea to have that whole fucking society be armed? In the state of Florida, that's what they said on CNN yesterday. In the state of Florida, you can purchase an assault rifle when you're 18, but if you want to buy a handgun, you have to be 21. That just shows how obscurely wrong things are going, okay? And we're not talking about like some, oh, shit's going wrong, yeah, maybe we should make something. No, shut the fuck up. Kids are dying. Kids are dying in schools every other month. And your ridiculous obsession with an object, with a gun, supports the fact that this will happen again. If you meet your little farmer somewhere out in Idaho and he's like, oh, dude, you know, I've got my rifle, owned it my whole life, and before that, my grandfather owned his rifle his whole life, and we never did anything bad with it, and we should have the right to bear arms. You're a fucking idiot. You're looking at yourself. You're looking at your tiny horizon, me and my grandfather and our little farm, and nothing ever happened. You're so stupid, man. How can you even think like that? The problem is not that you and your grandfather had a gun. The problem is that society is changing. The Second Amendment is not contemporary anymore. It doesn't make sense in our current society as it stands, okay? And at the same time, the problem is not that you own a gun. The problem is availability of guns. People have no respect of guns. People just put them in their cabinets. People put them under their fucking pillows at night, okay? That is insane. That just shows how desensitized America has become, how indoctrinized they have become over generations to treat guns just as a normal thing. Well, here's some news for you. It's not a fucking normal thing. It's not a normal thing. It's a machine that has been designed to kill. It's a death machine that should only be surfacing in very, very extreme situations when there is no other way, and not in family lives, you know, and in every other home across the United States. It just makes no sense. No matter how you twist the argument, no matter how you dig out some fucking statistics that try to prove the opposite, this is not about statistics. This is just about one thing, and that's common sense. Okay? It's very, very simple. There is no buts and ifs and how. If you have a society that's as on edge as it currently is, you don't want this society to be armed. You just don't want everyone to have a fucking gun, because people will go over the edge. People will lose it. Okay? And it doesn't mean, oh, we've got a mental health problem in this country. Yes, you have a mental health problem in this country, and that is one factor, okay? And that needs to be addressed, absolutely, right? And it also might need to be addressed that you can defend your home and do all these things, and that you might have, like, you know, because that's an argument a lot of gun nuts always use, is like, it's our final resort against the government when they rise up. Do you think if the government wants to switch your lights off that they can't do that? Do you think your rifle will stop the government from doing anything to you and your family? If they would really want to do that? Like, how naive can someone be? I mean, this just requires like a meter of forward thinking. Not 100 meters. You don't need to think forward a lot. You just need to think a little bit. The role of the government, the power of the government, the military complex, the power that has. Do you think your little rifle is going to stop them from doing anything? This whole thing is just absurd. It's just absurd. And then I see people like Drifter, you know, this is one of the guys who originally inspired me to go on YouTube. And I know he supports guns. Everyone can do whatever they want, you know. I'm not taking him personally or anything. But I see yesterday, he tweets out, he says like, look, we've chosen to own guns, and the people before us in this country have as well. And the price that we have to pay are these shootings. And it's like, hold on, man, hold on. Like, what you're saying here, your ego-satisfying desire to hold a gun in your hand, that is more important than children being slaughtered in school, right? I understand the argument that a lot of people make of like, oh, I need to defend my home, and I need to, you know, I need to defend myself against all these dangerous things that are out there, which in my opinion is also complete bullshit. My, oh my. Anyway, let's look forward. What needs to happen here? What needs to fucking happen? I tell you what needs to happen. We need to start to disarm America right now. And you're like, yeah, no, but that's impossible. Because if you start disarming people, then half the population, and this is the criminal half, they all still have guns because they're not going to hand them in. And we're going to have, yes, correct. Correct. That's exactly what's going to happen. And you have brought this upon yourself. And you've worked very hard for the last, whatever it is, 400 years to come to this point. And now you are at the point. And the only way out is to accept that security risk maybe for the next 20, 30 years until it's even out. And then most guns are like repossessed by the government. And then you can start looking forward. Okay? This is the only way forward. To say, oh, no, we need more guns. We need to arm everyone. We need guns in schools, right? That's the way. That's absurd. That is like, it's not an option. A lot of people always try to make it sound as if it's a valid option to do that. It's not. This is not an option. This is based purely on the indoctrination that happened in America over all these years, where people think it's normal, it's acceptable to just add more guns and that will solve the problem. Look at the rest of the world. It is not. It is not normal. It's ridiculous for the sake of these children that are right now still alive. Okay, and right now they are still going to school. Right now they're having a life, a normal life as a child should have. Who knows where they are in 4 months, okay? Put the stones in place right now, so in 4 months they're still going to school, okay? And the kids after them can also go to school in 30 years. We need to start thinking in larger terms. We cannot keep banging on about, the Second Amendment and some ridiculous statistics that someone showed at some point. It's time to face reality and to be an adult about it as well. Be a fucking adult about it. All right? Anyway, guys, I did get agitated. I didn't want to do it. So much hate on this video. I can see it already, but I don't give a fuck because it's time. It's really time to raise your voice. And even in these debates that you see in America, you always see people are like, we start to need to make changes. It's like, well, what do you want to change exactly? Well, change needs to happen, and we cannot just say we will change. It's like, yeah, so what do you want to change? Well, things. And it's like, nobody wants to use the word fucking guns because it's so deeply, embedded in society and in these lobbies, and it's disgustingly deeply embedded in society. It is just ridiculous. It is a big chunk of the problem. Yeah, there are other problems. Mental health is a problem. An increasingly on-edge society is a problem. Generally, the society, there are many social issues. Absolutely, that plays a role into it. But you can't deny that guns also play a fucking massive role. And not just guns, it's availability of guns. It's the attitude towards guns that's wrong. Okay? So, let's all work together, make it better, and do it for the children. Okay? Please. I don't want to hear another fucking shooting in 2-3 weeks from now just because some stupid kid decides to go crazy, grabs an AR rifle from his dad and shoots down 50 pupils. It's ridiculous. It can be avoided. We can do something about it right now. But we have to grow up, okay? We have to fucking grow up. Jesus Christ, monkey balls. Anyway, guys, take care. Leave a like. If you share my opinion, leave a dislike. If you don't, you can leave your opinion down in the comment section below, but please keep it reasonable. Don't be, don't be like me. Don't get too agitated about it. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. I'm out. Bye.